See, I'm not even putting on makeup. I knew this is how this would go. Hello and welcome to my channel, Haylee Marie Vintage. Today I thought I would switch it up and do kind of a chatty get ready with me. This is not usual content for my channel. Basically, it snowed here in Seattle. My street is straight ice. I'm not going anywhere. I have some things that I just kind of want to talk to y'all about, and my car's dead. So between all those things, I'm not going anywhere. I have nowhere to be, which is why I'm obviously going to do a full face of makeup. That makes a ton of sense, right? But today I kind of just want to talk about reflections on this channel or last year, kind of some spooky health updates, and what I have planned for this channel for next year. So that's kind of what I have going on for you today. And I'm wearing one of my thrifted house sets. I am wearing a slip under it because this one's very sheer. I've never done makeup and talked before, so bear with me a little bit. I have my bag here. I just got back from traveling yesterday. But yeah, I'm super excited. So last year I started my channel with about 300 subscribers, and then this year I hit 1,400, which is really, really cool, and I am super thankful for that. My first year of YouTube, I hit, I think, 360, about a subscriber a day, and I was pretty surprised by that. When I first got on YouTube, I was hoping to hit 100 subscribers in a year. So I really undershot that since I ended up with about 360. And then last year, I kind of was in this weird mindset of wanting to grow my channel. And so then I started to kind of produce content to grow my channel. And then I found myself consuming more things than I wanted and not particularly happy. I started this channel as a way to meet a community of people with similar interests to me. I feel pretty alone. Well, I have lots of really great friends here, but I don't have any friends here in real life that are into kind of the vintage fashion and the sewing like I am. Last year, I think it was about April, reevaluated the whole purpose of my channel and really changed it to being about what I want it to be about and not trying to please the algorithm. And that actually led to good growth for me. Last year was really, really great. See, I'm not even putting on makeup. I knew this is how this would go. I mean, I've been producing at least one video a week for over 2 years, so I have quite the back catalog, which helps me with search algorithms and stuff like that. But also I met a bunch of really awesome people through my YouTube channel. So you all are aware of the Redbird Gals, who I actually met in 2020. Time's wild. And we kind of got to know each other even better. And then I got the opportunity to meet two of them through going to that estate sale, where I also met Stephanie Canada and Drew. I had talked to Drew occasionally via Instagram, and I had also talked to Stephanie occasionally via Instagram. But it was really fun to connect with kind of two other YouTubers who are maybe a little bit more big and serious about YouTube than I was. And it was super fun to get their tips. Stephanie gave me great advice about kind of storytelling, and it really changed how I now look at my videos. And I edit a lot differently. I edit my videos to be a lot shorter and more concise. Online community has really opened up a lot of opportunities for me, really cool people. And then with my Friendsgiving collaboration, it's nice because I felt like I met a good variety of people who are kind of specifically into vintage sewing as opposed to just vintage collecting. I can now kind of have people to message about certain things when I get stuck. Yeah, so that has kind of been the thing. I think basically what summarizes YouTube for me this year, I did hit monetization, which is super cool. I have not yet gotten my first paycheck from YouTube because I am not a big enough channel to hit $100 that fast, which is what you need for them to pay you out. But I think to summarize this year on YouTube, it's really been community over competition, and I hope that's a lifestyle we're all going to kind of continue to work on. Just because we could look at each other, all the people I talk to I could look at as my competition, but I much prefer them as friends. And I like how open they are and how much we can learn from each other. And I have been much more happy with the community over competition mindset in general. If somebody's into the same thing as you, I don't know why you would try to compete with them as opposed to collaborate and really build community with them. I mean, the vintage YouTube scene, at least for me, has not felt super competitive ever. So it's not like this is a super big change. It's more that I really felt the benefit of community over competition this year. I feel started to shift my mindset away from comparing myself to other vintage YouTubers and kind of really focus on doing my own thing. Enough about the community. Sorry for, I guess, ranting about it so long. It's just become a really special place to me. I'll set up a playlist of all the different people who I know on YouTube and link it down below, and you can check them out and maybe find some vintage YouTubers you haven't seen before. Some of their channels are super, super tiny. Yeah, break that out for you. I had so much fun meeting Felicia and Heather of the Redbird Gals, and Drew and Stephanie. And I'm hoping next year to get to travel more. And I just definitely like overused powder, and now I'm gonna look cakey. But you can't tell because makeup on film looks really different than makeup in real life, which I think is always a good thing to remember when you're looking at like beauty YouTubers. Like what I wear on camera is not what I would wear in real life. Going from last year, reflections on kind of like the vintage community and how much fun I've had on YouTube. Last year was also kind of a hard year. So as some of you know, I adopted Spooky last year, and she has been a really wonderful joy in my life. However, about July, she started to have some like frequent UTI issues, as well as really bad constipation, lots of kind of different issues. So we have actually been into the vet once a month since I think July, or about once a month. Sometimes it's twice in a month, and then we skip a month. She's fine. Like, I don't want any of y'all to like feel sad and worry about her, but last week I actually had to take her to the emergency hospital because she had something that they think is maybe a seizure or a stroke. I don't know, because she was like fine during it. I think it was constipated related. I need to talk to her normal vet about it and kind of see what they think. But yeah, it was just really scary, and I kind of realized like, how much she means to me, which I've known, but also like how much like losing her will be really hard. And that was actually one of the reasons I had such a hard time deciding to adopt her, is I knew I don't know how long I'll have with her just because of all her underlying health issues, and I knew I had to like kind of adopt her knowing I might have less than a year with her, or I might have 10 more, and I really have no clue because I mean, I just don't know what her health issues are gonna do. So that's kind of, I guess, like, not to be sad, but like that's just something that's kind of on my mind. I will say her vet bills are pretty out of control and stressful. So because of that, and just because I'm a creator who wants to be paid for my time, I am actually going to start a Ko-fi, which is a way you guys can give me a little tip or buy me a coffee or something like that. This will be the first video that premieres on, and I will be kind of promoting that each video just because I put a lot of work into this channel. I put a lot of time, and I put a lot of my own money into it, and so if you feel like tipping me, I definitely would appreciate it. I'm pretty much planning on having all the money I make on Ko-fi going to Spooky's medical bills because she has bladder stones right now. So she has another x-ray in the end of January to see if the special diet she's been on makes them go away, and if not, I have to look at surgery, which I find very stressful. I'm hoping that they dissolve via diet. She really prefers her UTI diet over her kidney diet, so it's not been a problem feeding her. However, she has also dropped weight. I don't know, I'm just worried about her, and I'm worried about the vet bills because I bet you last year I spent about $5,000 on vet bills. But yeah, that's kind of the scoop on her. She's back there being kind of trying to get in the bathroom, being goofy, but like I said, like, she's fine. Don't worry about Spooky. I am taking care of her, and I knew when I adopted her she was going to have all these medical bills. I just don't think I realized how extensive they would be because I didn't know about the bladder stone issues, but all the things she's been in and out of the vet since July we think actually are related to the bladder stones, so hopefully when we get those taken care of, the vet bills will go down. But enough about that depressing topic of Spooky's health. Like I said, again, happy cat. We're going to kind of move on to my health. Last year was a really hard year for me health-wise. I had a resurgence of my chronic back pain that left me pretty much unable to do anything for about a month, and that was really, really hard on my mental health as well. And then the other big thing, like last year, is I started to kind of really dive into my mental health issues and why I have them. I've had mental health issues pretty much my whole life. I've gone back and forth between depression and anxiety all that time. Like, it's not been easy, and I've had just kind of a lot of little things happen in life that are hard that I'm not going to get into here because they're really personal. I was talking to my therapist, and I was talking about like being in a Petco or something like that, and how I was paying and checking out, and I heard a cart like in the background, and it completely like froze my brain and like scrambled it. And this happens to me fairly often. It always has. I just thought it happened to everybody. But my therapist was like, hold on, can you like talk more about what just happened and like explain to me other things and that have caused similar feelings? And I did, and she actually suggested I start getting tested for a sensory processing disorder. So I went ahead and I did that this year. And I have basically a really hard time. I have a sensory processing disorder that makes it really hard for me to process audio. So basically, right now my fridge is on and my heat's on, and I can hear both clearly, and I am conscious of them the whole time. I thought that's how everybody went about the world, but I guess most people can filter out sounds. In fact, the fridge is now driving me nuts. I can always hear my dishwasher running. Like I just straight can't filter noise. It makes working in an office really hard for me. It makes grocery shopping really hard. And so I always have to avoid crowds and busy places because all the noise is just so overwhelming for me. Learning that I have this sensory processing disorder is super helpful because it now lets me I now like know why I am the way I am, and I now understand that like I thought everybody was dealing with these issues with noise. Yeah, it's just been kind of a huge relief to know that like I just like have a brain that's wired differently. But it's just so freeing to like learn that about myself. I mean, arguably I'm less normal, but I just feel so much more normal because now I understand. Like I just literally can't process sound like other people. Ugh, my heater just went back on and distracted me. See, this is what it's like in my brain. So that's just been like really freeing for me. And then I also, the other big thing I did this year was I finally started anti-anxiety medication. I had been really hesitant for a long time because I'd had friends go on medication in my teens and it had like not gone so well. And so I just felt like if I was doing well enough without it, I should just go without it. But I learned that I guess when you get over the age of 25, hi spookies. When you get over the age of 25, risks for things like go down. So hey, kiddo. There she goes. Of kind of some of those really scary side effects that my friends dealt with and made me so like hesitant. Those all kind of went away, and so I started medication. I am about 3 months in and I just feel so much better. For example, like my car being dead, usually that would send me into an anxiety spiral that would completely paralyze me until I get it fixed. Now I've kind of been like, oh, I can deal with this Tuesday because I don't want to deal with it today. And I want to deal with it tomorrow because AAA is going to be really busy because of everyone starting their cars to go back to work. So I can just deal with it Tuesday, and like I actually feel okay. I don't feel like I'm on fire when normally, like, I don't know how else to describe, but my anxiety feels like every part of me is constantly on fire, and that like I have to keep moving and going and I can't really rest. And I've just gotten better at resting with being on medication, and just also better about like not fixating. I was talking to a friend and she was describing it as I felt like I suddenly saw all the colors again. It's not that they weren't there, I just saw them all again. And I think that's a pretty good description. For me, I just feel like lighter and I don't worry or stress as much about things. The last thing that happened health-wise last year that was not very fun, or I guess the last two, is I did find a lump in my breast. So I had to get everything checked out there. So far it looks okay. I have to monitor it over 2 years. Just like kind of a reminder that even if you're young, like just be doing those self-checks. I caught it in a self-exam. And like I said, nothing to worry about yet. And then the last thing that happened is I had a really, really complicated and infected root canal deal in my teeth, and it was really, really hard. I've been going to the dentist every week for 4 weeks, and then I'm waiting for my crown to come in, so now I like just need to go back. The dental stuff was hard. I don't know, back pain and teeth pain are two really unique and terrible types of pain. My back pain gets severe enough that there's sometimes that I think I can't work, like that I'm gonna have to take time off and take medical leave because my pain's so bad. Because yes, I know I'm young, but like when I'm saying my back pain's bad, I'm saying like I'm curled up on the bathroom floor for about 6 hours vomiting from the level of pain I'm in. So like it's really serious. And there's medication, but like I've stopped responding sometimes to the medication, so it's just been really hard. And then teeth stuff, I didn't sleep for 4 days when my root canal thing started happening. And I guess most people have 3 root canals, but I have 4, and they didn't find the 4th one until the second cleaning. And so then I had to go back. I had to basically get root canal processed 3 times, and they didn't numb me adequately. And then they didn't numb me more when I asked to be numb more. And so it's been a nightmare. I'm hoping my health is better in 2022. That's kind of the scoop of what's been going on. All that said, Last year was a really positive year for me despite all those things. Like I said, I met all these amazing people. I traveled quite a bit during the summer when it felt safe to. Now it doesn't feel safe to. I'm just so thankful because my mental health was in such a scary place when I was in my teens that I never thought I would even make it to 25. And last year was the year I turned 25. And like now I live this really amazing full life. My life is just so full of things I love and friends and community, and I'm really, really thankful for that. And I guess like on that cheesy note, I'm thankful for all of you here watching. I love reading your comments. I know I'm not always the best at responding. Honestly, like messaging people online just like gives me anxiety and makes me like feel exhausted, and so I do it when I can, but I can't always do it. But just know I do read every single comment you guys leave me, and I love them. I'm just like not someone with the mental capacity to always respond. Like any of my friends in real life know this. If you message me, I'll get back to you when my mental health says I can, and like I don't really know what else to say besides that. And it's not because I don't care. That's just me. But I do seriously love every single comment you guys leave me. And all the support you have given me. I'm just so thankful, and I'm not gonna cry. I decided this video I was not gonna cry. I cry all the time. I'm a big crier. But just know that I am really, really thankful from the bottom of my heart for this community. Now let's kind of talk about what is happening on my channel next year. So next year I have, I think, some exciting collaborations in the works. And there will be a lot more sewing. I think I'm kind of moving my channel more and more into the sewing and styling territory. I'm trying to haul less, which the way that actually has started to look on my channel is I actually take you guys with me to the shops, and I show you all the things I don't buy as well as the things I do buy. And I find that helps me because sometimes when I was thrifting, I would buy something because I wanted to show you guys, not because I actually wanted it. And so taking you all along with me to the thrift store has really helped me like buy less. And then the other things I'm doing is I've been enjoying those styling videos where I kind of style my wardrobe and see what I can do with different pieces. And then the last thing is sewing. I'm hoping to bring you a lot more sewing content this year. We'll kind of see how that goes with time, since these videos take 3, 4, 5 days to film, and then I have to wade through all the footage and edit it and stuff, so they just take a lot of time. But I'm going to try to get as much sewing content. I can tell you the beginning of this year you're going to have a lot of sewing content because I just sewed a ton when I was kind of home for Christmas with my parents. Last year I primarily sewed 40s and 50s. I will still be sewing 40s and 50s next year. I have some videos in the works on that, but I've also been journeying into the 60s and the 70s, and I've been having a lot of fun there. So you'll definitely be seeing some gunny sacks like dresses, some kind of more trippy psychedelic disco type 60s pieces. I love just sewing across decades because the way they write instructions is different. And I'm not a like one decade sort of gal when it comes to my vintage. I just really feel like I've hit the point where I am as good of a seamstress as I want to be. Not that I can't get better, I will get better, but like I'm good enough that I feel like I can tackle anything. I'm hoping to travel. I, in theory, have a cruise in Italy planned this year. My dad has really wanted to do this for a long time, and I'm excited to go with my family. We'll see if it happens or if it falls through because of COVID. This was supposed to happen way back in 2020. And the other thing is I would really love to travel and meet some of my other YouTube friends. I have a bunch of friends in Minneapolis, so I would love to see Catherine Young, and then I would love to do kind of another more East Coast oriented trip and maybe see a few of the people over there. But I don't know. I would really like to travel in February, at least to San Diego to see my sister, but I don't know that I think that's going to happen at this point. I'm also excited. I have a sewing retreat that I'm going to at the end of January, hopefully. We're all planning on like doing some rapid tests and stuff to try to keep each other safe. And I'm really excited for that. Maybe I'll go to Florida at some point because I want to go to someplace sunny in the winter of Seattle. I hate winter here. It's just so dark. If I had to list like the number one thing I'm most excited for next year, I do think I would say sewing that acorn fabric into a gunny sacks like dress is going to be most exciting. I do have Halloween already on my mind. I know it's January. But if there's any Halloween suggestions you guys have for costumes, definitely comment them down below. I really love Rachel Maxey's like Make It Vintage series with characters, and I've been kind of debating doing something like that. I love like daily garb, and I'm not really super interested in costumes, so I really like kind of that idea of Make It Vintage because I could make something and then I could wear it in my day-to-day life. I like don't know if it's like considered stealing if I like do something along those lines. the internet's kind of weird because you're always trying to figure out like what's crossing the line versus not. I just like I said, I love day wear and I love practical wear, and I don't really like making things for costumes that I'll have sit in a closet and probably won't wear. Like, you guys don't see very much pop culture in this channel, and it's because I'm pop cultural illiterate. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of just something that's been on my mind, is kind of making stuff for characters day to day, or maybe remaking stuff from like Miss Maisel. I don't know. Yeah, lots of different things on my mind. Sorry, my hair just gets really big at this point. I need to kind of just brush it down. My hair turned out really good today. I've had some really bad sets in a row, so I'm pretty excited about this one. As you can see, I don't add product into my hair, and I don't tease it just because, don't know if you noticed, but this isn't my natural color, and it's kind of really hard on my hair to achieve these colors. I'm gonna have to really edit this video down since we're at 30 minutes, and I don't care about my life enough to listen to myself talk about it 30 minutes. So I will be editing this down, but thank you so much for tuning in. I will be linking my first ever Nofi. It's that I was reading because I wanted to pronounce Kofi right. And I was reading how to pronounce it, and it rhymes with Nofi is what they said, which I think is interesting, whatever. But I will have my first ever Kofi linked down below. And so yeah, if you ever want to leave me a tip, I'm going to have it in the description of every channel. Thank you again so much for your support over the last couple years. I've loved being in this community, and I can't wait to see what I do next year, as well as all these other amazing YouTubers I know. And I will see you guys later this week with a fun sewing project. Bye!